Hello Scorpio, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Four of Cups to begin. Nice. I love the Four of Cups. It's a very stable, it's a very kind of safe harbor energy. Okay? But it kind of tells me that we're in need of a little change, little movement. Things are kind of staying in place, right? Let's see where we're going, or let's see what is coming in. Let's see if our ship is coming in, so to speak. Oh, interesting. A lot of major arcana right here. We have this air energy, which I think really is the resolution of some sort of doubt that you've been having. I think we've been confused about which direction to go, but that confusion, I think, is giving way to truth and prophecy, right? And then I think the Hermit here is kind of showing you taking those first steps forward, right? But let's see what's on the path of the Serpent here. Oh, we've got some good major arcana here too. Some water energy, the Empress, Justice or Adjustment card. This is very interesting. Now we are going to have to do some of our inspiration cards. We're going to have to do an Jing reading, but first let's select the mystery card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We'll just take this one right here. We'll put Francine right there on top. And now we're not going to look at that card until the very end, okay? And we're going to see if it can tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you get an idea, sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments below. I'm trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source, and start discerning this mystery card together, right? As kind of a group exercise. Yeah. So let's look around the room. Let's see what we have. We've got major, 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 a lot of major arcana. We don't see any fire energy as far as wands go. A lot of fire in the Tower, a lot of fire in the Devil here, okay? We do have our water. We have water here, and then we have some, it's kind of new water right here, right? And then we do have our air energy. As far as earth energy goes, interestingly, we have some earth with the Devil card, because this is a cardinal earth energy. This is a mutable earth energy. It's kind of like we're beginning to execute our plans, and then this is us following through and finishing up our plans. So this is a good flow of the earth energy. It shows that we're beginning something and we're following through and finishing it. And now the Empress at the end, this shows that what we're doing, what we're beginning and what we're finishing, is really going to be a blessing. It's really going to be abundant. It's really going to be something that is going to provide for you, right? Provide for others in your life. It's going to be a very abundant, very lucrative, very successful thing, whatever we're doing, right? But let's start with the Four of Cups. It's called luxury, but what it really is kind of our ship in the harbor, just kind of idling. We're kind of anchored in place. Nothing is terribly wrong. There's not a hole in the boat, right? Boat's not sinking. But for right now, we're not headed into any adventures either. We're in a safe harbor, okay? And so this is kind of like the luxury or the idleness of just being in a safe and stable place for right now. But we cannot stay here. We cannot linger here. You know what they say about idle hands, right? So we need something to do, I think. I kind of feel like you're looking for clarity on what your big project should be, what your next move should be. Where are we taking our sailing vessel, right? And I like that we have this we have a trio of water energy here, water, water, and water, showing that, hey, we're setting off on a new voyage. And this, I love new voyages. I love ocean travel, water travel kind of thing. I'm a solar Cancer, right? So I really, really do love being near water. And I think you do as well. But I think your water is a little bit more of a little bit more intense, a little bit more internal, a little bit more secretive and creative, right? So I feel like you've been kind of trying to, in your private time, in your personal time, trying to figure out what your next move's going to be, And I get this kind of secret planning vibe, especially when we get to this devil energy, which it's kind of like you're now executing that secret plan, right? I don't think you've really told many people about what you're thinking, what you're considering, what you kind of want to do, where you want to take your life. Here's the Eight of Swords in the recent past position. And I feel like you've been working on this. You've been trying to figure something out. And I feel like this is maybe trying to come up with a good plan, trying to get to that good idea, right? Where are we going? What is our next voyage? This is us trying to plot a course, but maybe we're not really doing so well at it right now. Our navigation chart just looks like a bunch of scribbles, So we've been trying to figure it out, but with the Eight of Swords, there's kind of like a lot of confusion. It's too much thinking and planning that we're just getting turned around and messed up, and the mind is kind of wrapping around itself, like a bundle of wires. It's a real tangle, this one. So what we're looking for is a way to untangle this thought process. Now, because it's an Eight of Swords, we have to do a Botanical inspiration card. I love these cards. I also love the language of flowers. Maybe we ought to do the language of flowers too. We can do both, right? There are no rules here, except the ones that we make. So, what's going on with that Eight of Swords? Well, victory and conquest. The nasturtium. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. And I feel like that's what we're doing with this sailing vessel, with this devil energy. We're trying to really master ourselves, and we're trying to be in control of ourselves, in control of our own life, being in control of this sailing vessel, right? It's a perfect card here. I also want to do a language of flowers. And these are kind of like real affirmation cards. Let's see what we have. The belladonna, silence. Yeah, see? Listen more and be quiet. And that confirms for me what I said about you not really sharing your plans with each other. Kind of feels like something kind of secretive that you're working on, something that's kind of just private for now until you figure things out. Yeah, so that's a big confirmation for me. What I see underneath it all, the Ace of Swords, this is what's within you. This is the answer, right? This is the answer that you've been looking for here with the Eight of Swords, searching for this course, trying to figure out where on the map we should go. The answer is within you. And I feel like this, like I said at the beginning, it's kind of like your ship is coming in. And something is coming in for you. And I think it's going to be the breakthrough of this realization. You're going to have this aha moment with this tower here. That's what's coming in, this big inspiration. You're going to get the certainty. Because you want to know the direction. You're not one that's going to just set off on some sailing voyage without knowing where you're going. Okay? So I think this is that answer that's coming into you. And I think it's coming in the form of a bit of a flash. This tower energy is right up above. And you're somebody that I feel like you look for, you need like big signs, right? You want like a big, grand gesture from the universe, not something small or subtle that would be easy to just say, oh yeah, that's the sign right there that I was looking for, you know. No, you want a big, huge neon billboard from the universe, right? Not just a synchronicity that, well, it could be something, but I don't really know. You want something big. You want it written in the stars. You want it fireworks and one of those planes that spell out stuff in the smoke or whatever. Or that drag the banner behind them, you know, those kind of planes. You want something big. You want a big explosive gesture from the universe that confirms for you. And I feel like that's what you're going to get. And it's these two together. This is real truth and real prophecy. And I think you're going to be maybe a little bit surprised at how blunt the universe can be. Something I think is really going to just kind of come right up to your face and say, here I am. This is your next path, your next project, your next purpose, your next whatever. Your next destination. I think it will be something abrupt and explosive and powerful and inspiring. Because it inspires this Ace of Swords. It is allowing you to find the truth within you. Right? It's not something else that says, hey, guess what? This is what you're doing now. You're not getting your orders from somebody else. You're getting your orders from your own true self, your own inner self. And I think it's going to be manifesting as a very, very obvious sign, right? And that sign, I think, is going to strip away a lot of the confusion, right? Because the tower, it's all about stripping things away, right? It's all about tearing down the walls, tearing down the scaffolding. And what's revealed underneath, well, it's kind of like the tower. This Ace of Swords is inside that tower. See? If we can tear down all the walls and the dilapidated, structures and all the rotten wood and all that kind of stuff, what's underneath is this truth, this enlightenment. Right? This is the chaos and confusion of our mind. This is our true consciousness underneath it all. Okay? So I think it might show up as something that's going to disrupt your life a little bit, right? It may really change the way you are kind of looking at things. It may change what you thought you knew about yourself, right? I think a lot is being revealed to you, and it's kind of happening all at once. I think it's tearing down a lot of limitations that you may have unconsciously placed upon yourself. And it's getting this devil energy moving. And now I think we're really kind of waking up to this fire and earth combination. And I love fire and earth together is my favorite combination of energy. I don't know why I'm so drawn to this kind of Capricorn energy. And the fire and earth it's directly from inspiration, from will, from fire, from heaven to earth, manifestation, implementation, actualization, right? From the spiritual world to the mechanical world, direct shot, right? Instant kind of creation. And this, I think, is an image of you. When we get this big obvious revelation and we discover this truth within us, there's no hesitation. This devil energy is ready to start climbing the mountain. Already has the bags packed and the MREs ready and the crampons on the boots, and we're going. Right? There's no hesitation. You're ready to begin this in a moment's notice. As soon as we get the confirmation, the revelation, the truth, you're out the door. Right? There's no hesitation. There's no other swords cards here, really. I mean, we have most of the air back here. Of course, we've got some air with this Liber card in the environment, but this is different. This is major arcana, the justice or adjustment card. But what we're doing now is we're getting this fire. The fire is lighting up this devil energy. The devil energy is the one that kind of runs out the door, runs to the mountain, and starts climbing. It's good at initiating this kind of mechanical energy. But then we need to sustain it, and we need to finish it. We need to be able to see the end game here. And it's interesting using this kind of climbing thing with the devil energy. I always say it's kind of the mountain climber type energy, right? Loves to get started, but then might get halfway up the mountain and be like, oh, what did I get myself into? Can somebody else take over? Can someone else help me? That's where we kind of need some Taurus energy. We don't have any today. But that's all right. We get to the top of the mountain, and it's kind of like this hermit is what we find at the very top. You know, we can get to the end goal. And I think the end goal, while it might be something like a successful business or a degree in something, or starting that new relationship, moving to that new place, or whatever it is that you're beginning, could be something quite local, right? Where it could be close to home. But it's almost, with the hermit here, it's almost like the physical outer external accomplishment is kind of like, it's like the second focus, right? The main goal here is that you're coming back to yourself, right? That you're realizing these things about yourself, and maybe it's through this kind of strenuous effort that you come to really know what you're capable of, what your limitations are. You come to really know what it is that you want in life generally, right? So I feel like you're beginning something that is not going to be easy, but it's not meant to be easy, right? But what we do need is a way to bridge the gap between the beginning and the end. We need the in-between. We need the fixed energy here. And we're moving to the path of the serpent because I want to talk about this Libra energy, this justice or adjustment card. Sometimes this card is talking about partnerships, right? Maybe this is kind of a team effort. Maybe it is something that we're beginning, and it is teaching us so much about ourselves. At the very end, we're going to be on the summit of this mountain, and it's going to be us and ourself and the universe. It has all of these kind of mystical and spiritual results, but we're also accomplishing something in the physical world, whether we're building a business, building a family, whether we're starting any kind of a new physical routine, exercise routine, a health focus, or we're learning a sport, learning a skill, whatever it is. We're accomplishing it, right? And we are doing it for ourselves. It is something that is a personal enrichment, personal development. But given that we have this card, maybe it is also kind of a team effort, or at least a partnership. I'm thinking there's somebody else in your life. Now, I want to say that they're a Libra person, but I don't know if they are, because what I see them as kind of the bridge, right? That you are initiating this, but you also need the cooperation of someone in your environment, because this Libra energy is in your environment. So there is some idea here of cooperation. It's not just you by yourself, you against the world. You're not an island, right? So it doesn't really mean that you are like officially partnering up with somebody. It may not be like a 50-50 thing, but I think there's someone in your environment that is helping us to bridge the gap from the beginning to the end of this voyage that you're on, okay? And maybe we'll get a little more info about this Libra energy as we finish the reading, but we want to start here, Path of the Serpent, with the Princess of Cups. This is like the Page of Cups. This is the Fish in the Percolator card that I really do love. I like the Rider-Waite-Smith version of this card better because it's just a figure with a goblet and there's a fish poking out of the cup there. It's really funny. It's my personal Twin Peaks card. But I feel like this is a way for us to get our emotions moving again. right? Because we started, let's not forget, we started the reading with the Four of Cups. So emotionally, spiritually, in terms of our love, in terms of our passion, in terms of our desires, we've been kind of idling, figuring out what's next. Well, I feel like you are taking this voyage, and it could be a literal voyage. Maybe you're going on a cruise or something. But I feel like it's a way for us to start learning what we're drawn to again, learning what your desires are. What are your interests? What do you want to do? What makes you feel good? Not just in a kind of craving, superficial desire level, but deep down, right? What is it that your soul really wants for you to be happy, right? So how do we do that? I think that we are beginning this new voyage, and we have some expectations here that it's going to get our emotions flowing again, right? Now, when we look at the next two cards with this Justice, or this Adjustment card, and the Two of Cups, it's starting to look more and more to me like there is I don't know if I want to say a romantic component here. I know when I say romantic component, it probably gets a lot of people to tune away from the channel. But I feel like when we talk of love and romance, we have to think of it in the broader sense. It doesn't just mean you're going to start dating again, right? It doesn't just mean like a spouse, or you're going to get into a romantic relationship with somebody. It's romance. It's the idea that we are enthralled with our life and with our activities, and we have that sense of love. It really activates our heart, right? So the Two of Cups here, this card's all about love and connection. It doesn't necessarily have to be a one-on-one kind of interpersonal thing. I feel like this is you wanting to fall in love, well, with yourself, wanting to fall in love with life again, right? It's a romance, ultimately, between your consciousness and the ocean of infinite consciousness that is seemingly outside of us, right? That's the ultimate romance, right? Between the soul and God, goddess, deity, spirit, universal mind, whatever. And that kind of romance is echoed in our interpersonal romances and relationships, right? So this card, the Two of Cups, is in the position of what you don't want, though. And maybe you're not looking for a one-on-one interpersonal relationship, romance. You don't want to really be in love and have a relationship thing because you're trying to maybe soul search, right? Maybe we are after this kind of hermit at the top of the mountain kind of vibe. But we still need love. We still need romance, right? And I think the key here for that Two of Cups is for you to consider yourself as this kind of eternal spirit in this eternal romance with the universe. Because you do need that card. This card is here for a reason, right? It's something that I think you're rejecting the more immediate, earthly, kind of mundane romances. But what you need to perhaps focus on is the more cosmic romance, right? Because I think this is what is getting your emotions moving. Okay, I think that is the kind of the direction that you want to go. It may not be in an actual like partnership kind of relationship with someone. We do still here see, of course, the Adjustment card in the environment. We do need interpersonal relationships. Okay? And, I think they should be equal. They should be give and take. They're two-way streets, right? And this card really is about it's a more formal, business-like cooperation. Doesn't necessarily have to have this kind of love component to it, but maybe you'll find that it will. I know it doesn't seem to be what you're looking for right now, but you never know, right? But I think we don't want to reject partnerships and relationships because we need cooperation. And it's through the help of others and it's through cooperation that we bridge the gap between the beginning of our quest and the end of our quest. Even if your end goal is something solitary. Okay? We're getting to this Empress energy. This is your ultimate goal. This is the kind of abundant life that you want. And maybe this figure, maybe this Empress represents you. Kind of the sole ruler of your life, right? You're the caretaker of this paradise. You are the creator of this paradise, and you are the resident in this paradise. Okay? I feel like there are others around you, and maybe this is a process also of us reconnecting with those people in our lives that we do value. Maybe we are realizing through this process that we need these other people, and we want to have an intimate group of friends and family, right? I think that, if anything, it's going to be that. It's going to be an intimate few rather than just kind of a general many, right? I think you're very selective. But this is the end goal, and I think it's really going to pan out in a beautiful way for you. I want to check this mystery card, though. Let's see if we can navigate these waters. Thank you, Francine. I appreciate you. All right, well, try to connect with these cards. Try to connect with these images. If you have an idea of what this mystery card is, leave your prediction in the comments section down below. I think I want to see some discs, some pentacles of some kind, right? Because we don't have any. I don't think we need any air energy. I don't think we need any more water energy. I'm thinking pentacles, right? Let's see. No, it's actually more air energy. It's air on air. It's the King of Swords. So this could just be, it could ultimately be like a statement from Spirit that we're getting ahead of ourselves. Here I am trying to predict what it is that you actually want, what it is that your end goal is, what kind of relationships you want. But maybe the Hermit is just like, hey, I don't know exactly what I want yet. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Hello, right? Haven't I been paying attention? So we could be getting this double air energy, air on air. Yes, the King of Swords is the heir of air. I know there's some that disagree with that, but people are free to disagree. I think we're still trying to figure out exactly what we want. And I think that's the statement here. And I think that's why we have this Hermit energy, because we're trying to, through this process, we're trying to learn what we want. This is the card of learning what we want anyway, right? Princess of Cups. Trying to figure out what we want. What kind of relationships do I want? What kind of romance do I want? You know? I think we all want that cosmic romance, but how specific do I want to have it too? You know? How do I want to implement that into my life? So there's it's a journey of self-discovery. It's a voyage to yourself, like I said. And I think that this King of Swords is really reinforcing that idea. We can speculate, Path of the Serpent, what it is we're trying to do, what it is that we want. And maybe we do have to ask these questions, because I think we are trying to figure out who we are and what we want ultimately. Okay? We are going to do an extended reading too. I encourage you to stick around, become a channel member, click on the link in the corner. That'll give you access to every extended reading, not just for Scorpio, but for every sign. Okay? New readings for Scorpio Wednesdays and Sundays at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Scorpio, I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.